Hello and welcome to the City of Hastings Home Energy Savings Tips webinar. This is Mike Holsinger with Partners in Energy. The webinar is brought to you by Partners in Energy and hosted by our city lead, Megan Schley. Megan?
Thanks, Mike. Hi, my name is Megan Schley. I'm a member of the Hastings Energy Action Team and the Human Resources Technician for the City of Hastings. Today we have a great presentation for the residents of Hastings. Our presenter today is Stacey Boots-Camp. She manages the community outreach for Home Energy Squad and has worked on the Center for Energy and Environment's residential team for 11 years. Thank you, Stacey, for taking the time to do this webinar.
Thanks, Megan. So thanks for letting me come and talk with the Hastings residents about some energy saving tips. This should be about 25 to 30 minutes, and we'll just go ahead and get started. So I work at the Center for Energy and Environment. We've been around working on energy efficiency for 40 years in Minnesota. So we like to think we are offering communities practical solutions for homes, businesses, entire communities to help people learn about savings and become more efficient. So we do a lot of research which informs programs that we design and deliver. We do consulting, we also work on policy, and we have a lending center to help people get access to low interest financing to complete those energy efficiency projects. So today we're going to talk about some home energy saving opportunities, also common comfort issues that people have, especially here in Minnesota. Talk about making smart energy upgrade investments. Then I'll touch on what happens at home energy audits and show you how we can also help you with next steps after the home energy audits. And usually we'll take questions at the end, but I don't think there'll be any today. So what are the benefits of energy efficiency? So 9 times out of 10, the first people think of is that it helps them reduce their utility bills. By making their homes more efficient, it should also increase the comfort that people feel year-round in their house. And we're all feeling it a lot more this year. And then we can feel good because we're reducing our impact on the environment by cutting energy waste in our homes. So why does this matter, and why is it the thing that people almost always think of first? Because we do spend nearly $2,000 on average a year on our utility bills in Minnesota. So anything that we can make more efficient and put some money back into our pockets is usually something people want to get some more information about. So in our 40 years of working on energy efficiency in Minnesota, we've come up with kind of a recipe for an energy smart home. And so that involves people having good habits like turning off lights behind them, turning down thermostats. It involves using good products. So making sure that there's an Energy Star label on the products that you're buying. And then also making smart energy investments in your home. So every home is different. Every home has unique opportunities. And so just really looking at the whole picture and making informed decisions so it's a good investment for your household. So we like to think of ourselves as being with people every step of the way, whether people are starting with changing out light bulbs or they're looking at investing in renewable energy. We're here to help people learn about what is going to work best for their household. So here's kind of a breakdown of how Minnesotans use energy. About 15% of what we pay towards our utility bills goes to water heating. Another 15% towards appliance use. 15% also to lighting and electronics. And of course, the biggest percentage that we're paying is for keeping our homes comfortable, heating and cooling them year round. So we're going to touch on each of these levels today, talk about some tips, and then just ways that you can look at saving in the future. So water heater, usually at the bottom of the house. So with these tank style water heaters, what is recommended for safety and efficiency is for them to be set at 120 degrees or below. So 120 degrees is plenty warm. And the safety aspect of it is that if you have the temperature set 1 notch higher at the A mark, that's going to be about 130 degrees. So when running the water, it would take running the water 5 minutes at 120 degrees for someone to get burned, where if it's at 130, it would only take 30 seconds. So especially if people have young children in the house, just making sure that that's set 120 or lower is a good thing to do. And then also something people can do in terms of water heating, if they have a tank style water heater like this, which I believe most people still do, is to flush the sediment out of the bottom just once or twice a year, cleaning out a few gallons. So that sediment builds up on the bottom of the tank as time goes on. And then the heating element inside of the water heater tank is having to heat through all of that sediment in order to warm up the water. So just simply opening that valve using either a screwdriver with a bucket, you can attach a hose, just flushing out a few gallons to clean that sediment out should help it from prematurely rusting out and help it function more efficiently. And then with water heating, if you're using a high efficiency water fixture, this is also going to help you save not only on your water bill, but also on your water heating bills. So whether you heat with natural gas or electricity or a delivered fuel, it's going to save you on your water heating bill. The faucet aerators and shower heads, compared to a standard model, they save at least a gallon of water per minute. So that really helps to reduce how much water you're having to heat. And then if you do live in a home with, 5 or more people, it's nice to be able to stretch that hot water out to a few more showers. So we're feeling comfortable. All right, now we're moving up to appliances. We're still going to talk about water heating though. So both a great way to save in terms of water heating and save in other ways is by washing your clothes in cold water. So by washing in cold water, you're saving up to 90% of how much energy is being used because you're not having to heat that water. And also if you wash in cold water, you're helping the colors of your clothes stay vibrant longer, and so less investment in clothing. And then when looking at washing machines, if you're looking at different types, these front loaders sometimes can use up to 40 gallons less per load than a top load washing machine. So as water does become more expensive, it's something to consider seriously as you're thinking about buying a different washing machine. As long as we're talking about doing the laundry, I'm sure we all love doing that. Just a couple notes on dryer vents. So this particular dryer vent actually isn't up to code in some cities. It's a very flexible ductwork and it's not very thick. It can cause fire hazards if enough lint gets trapped in there. So actually what's recommended is to use this rigid ductwork, and that gives the dryer a better airflow. And so it's going to use less gas or electricity to dry those clothes. And then also just making sure to check periodically where the dryer vent terminates outside of the house, because that can become backed up with lint, or, I even found some twigs in there while bird was trying to build a nest. So just clearing that out to make sure there isn't any debris that could become a fire hazard and is allowing for that open airflow. All right, so lovely refrigerator here in terms of appliances. So this refrigerator here was probably from the 1970s, and those refrigerators probably used about $150 to $200 of electricity per year, whereas a newer Energy Star model of the same size uses, probably less than $40 of electricity per year. So just making sure when you are buying new appliances to look for that Energy Star label. And also look at the energy guide, because that's comparing similar types to the one that you're looking at and shows you where it lies on that operating scale cost. All right, fun little contraption here. The Easy Bake Oven. Maybe you remember cooking with one of these, cooking with a light bulb. So the reason we were able to make little miniature delightful treats with these Easy Bake Ovens is because with an incandescent light bulb, 90% of the energy used actually goes to creating heat rather than light. And so that's pretty inefficient unless you're looking to bake things in a miniature oven. So thankfully, we've had quite a transformation in lighting in the past couple decades. So first, we kind of saw the halogen bulbs come along. Now these do use less electricity than an incandescent light bulb, but the lifetime is usually not very long. So you have to switch them out pretty frequently. Next, we kind of saw the array of compact fluorescent light bulbs. And these we like to think of as a bridge between the incandescent light bulb and the LED light bulbs, which were on the way. These do use less energy, but a lot of people weren't necessarily thrilled with the performance and that they have to be specially cared for to recycle them. I do like to remind people that they need to be recycled though, and you can bring them to a local store in your community to recycle those CFLs. So now we have lots of different LEDs that are available to us. These are really great. They use 85 to 90% less electricity than an incandescent light bulb. And there are tons of different styles now. Some of them even last up to 25 years. So really great for those super hard to reach spots that you don't want to be dragging the ladder out to switch out the light bulb every 6 months. And then in the past, couple, 3 years, we've been seeing the smart light bulbs come online. And so these can be controlled with a tablet or a phone. Some people even use them with, their home Google Alexa systems. And so these are kind of the newest wave that people are starting to use now in terms of lighting. So with all these changes that we've had in lighting in the past 20 years, there have come a lot of questions from people because they're just used to, having the same standard light bulb for so many years. So the most standard light bulb was a 60-watt incandescent light bulb. On that scale, it fell right around 3,000 on this color scale for the Kelvin temperature. And 60 watts is what the energy it used, but the light output or the lumens for that most common 60-watt light bulb was about 800 to 900. So if you're just looking for a real standard light bulb, you just want to look at the lumen output and the color temperature that you're looking for. And these are on most of the light bulb boxes now at the store, so it's very helpful to get what you're looking for without having to go back to the store several times. And then also in terms of reducing electronic use, these are smart strips, and we like to say you can reduce your phantom load, or some people call it vampire power. So any sort of contraption, any sort of device, whether it's a TV, game system, DVD player, anything with any sort of soft touch keypad, remote control, they're going to be constantly drawing power because they're just ready to be turned on instantly. So in order to manage that energy waste, you can get one of these smart strips. I have one like the one on the left side of the screen here. And so I have the TV plugged into the blue one. And so then when I turn off the TV, in the blue outlet, it also controls the green one. So I'm also turning off the DVD player, game systems, and then I just keep, the modem and router plugged into the red ones. Those are remaining constantly on. So we want to make it easy for people to do these energy efficiency, low and no cost behavior changes in their house so that they're actually lasting. But because if they're going to be really hard and annoying to do, then chances are it won't stick. So these are great. The one on the left, I think, is about $10. And for every entertainment center in your home that you put on a power management system like this, you'll save about $10 to $15 a year, which is a really great return on your investment. All right, we've reached the top of the house, the big opportunity for savings. So programmable thermostats were kind of the first thing that people were using to help themselves save when they were, maybe gone during the day and sleeping at night. If they didn't, always have the habit of turning them down. These are great because you can just set them and then forget about it. It's just programmed to save during certain time periods. I like to remind people to change out the batteries, so once a year. And then we've been seeing in the past few years a lot of these different smart thermostats come online. And so these are great. They have a lot of different programs across the country that are trying to figure out how they can reward people for using less energy. Hence this little leaf award on the left side. But essentially they kind of take a reading of people around you that are also using these smart thermostats and compares your energy use to theirs and kind of gives you feedback to let you know how you're doing. There's different programs that help you, turn it down just a little bit more to get people saving. So they're kind of cool. People like that you can adjust them from your phone. And so you can be saving the whole time you're gone on vacation, for instance, and then still warm it up before you get home. So while we're talking about heating, these are some of the common heating systems that we see when we're out in the field doing energy audits. There's quite a wide range of efficiency in terms of these forced air furnaces. They can go down, less than 70% in efficiency all the way up to 98%. So of course, what is preferred is the most efficient, and those are the ones that you can get the highest rebates from your utility companies. The most high efficiency, the sealed combustion furnaces are also the most safe because the PVC pipes are routed directly outside of the house. So you're not having that combustion air in your house at all. It just gets sent right out and fresh air is brought in through the other pipe. I've been getting a lot of questions about heat pumps. Air source heat pumps didn't used to be something that we would talk about that much in cold climates like Minnesota. But in the past few years, there's been a lot of research done and the technology has improved quite a bit so that people in cold climates can actually use these air source heat pumps, which do kind of look like air conditioners, if it's the one you're looking at on the top picture. But essentially, they are really efficient and they do provide a nice opportunity for people to install in the bottom picture to use air conditioning if they don't have ductwork. So the bottom one is a picture of a mini split, and those can be mounted to deliver cold or hot air without having to cut in a bunch of ductwork in a house. In older houses, we see these a lot. It's really saves on a lot of cost, and people are really enjoying them. So there's a lot of different rebates available. Right now, the research is showing that for cost benefit analysis, people who get a delivered fuel like propane or people that have electric baseboards, that's a good point to make the investment. But with natural gas heating, the reduction in cost isn't necessarily there. So just kind of keep that in mind as an option if you do have delivered fuel or electric baseboard heat. These are a great new technology available. And then more exciting slides about furnaces. Just like to remind people that furnace filters will need to be changed out every month to 3 months to, you know, once or twice a year, depending on which kind you have. But amazingly, when I was in the field doing energy audits for a few years, it was really, there were a lot of people who didn't realize they needed to be changing out their filters or that they had one. So the filters are really good to protect your furnace. It really, as you can see in the picture, stops debris from coming into the operating system and should help your furnace last longer. So a lot of different problems people can experience and comfort issues with forced air in their homes. If you know, there's furniture in front of the registers, that's going to block the air, either warm or cold, from being delivered where you want it to be. If you have leaky ductwork in the attic, that's going to make your system not function as efficiently as it could. And if you're not getting what you're calling for at the thermostat, you're going to keep adjusting it, which is going to in turn make you keep spending more on your utility bills. So just making sure that you have the registers free and clear, that your ductwork is tightened up, you know, where you can see it in the basement, taping along those joints to just really get that system tight and functioning as you'd want it to be, delivering that comfort all year round. So there are things, you know, we can do ourselves, doing things like caulking around the windows, using plastic on the windows, these gasket seals. All of these things people usually do if they're experiencing draftiness in their homes. But ultimately, if you're feeling like your home is really drafty, getting a lot of air coming in through the windows and the doors, there's probably a larger issue at hand. So if that, for instance, in the winter, if that warm air that you're paying to heat is allowed to rise up and out of the house, then it's going to pull in really cold, dry air. And then that's going to make your furnace work really hard to keep heating up that air that's constantly moving through. So drafts are one indicator that your house could be losing a lot of energy. If you're finding that it feels really dry in your house, you're having to use a lot of humidifiers, you're seeing static electricity, that's another sign there could be, you know, a decent amount of air leakage in the house. Ice dams, I haven't really seen too many this winter, but we've got some more snow coming, so I'm sure we will see those in February and March like usual. These pictures here were particularly bad years for ice dams. But if you are seeing ice dams on your house, that's another indication that there's a lot of heat loss. And so even if you do have enough insulation in the attic, if all of the things that are going through your attic, like a plumbing vent, flue pipes, attic hatches, if they're not properly sealed up, that warm air is still going to rise up. And then if it travels down over that unheated soffit, it's going to refreeze. And if, you know, it gets bad enough, it could melt and get back into the house and really cause some damage. So all of these things that you see in your attic need to be properly sealed with either caulk, spray foam, or a different product. There's some boxes that go over light fixtures in the attic. Here's an actual picture of a bypass flue pipe going through the attic. So as you can see, there's plenty of room for that air to just rise up and out and create some bad problems with ice dams. Another opportunity for improving the comfort in the home is if you don't have wall insulation. So in Minnesota, any home that was built before 1970, there's no guarantee that there's wall insulation. And so that it can be a real deterrent in having a nice warm house. So just think of if you went outside without a jacket on, that's what a home without insulation is like. And that can get really cold in the winter months. And the wall insulation also helps, of course, year round to Just 1 second, I need to plug in my computer. Sorry about that. I didn't want it to go out in the middle there. So wall insulation, depending on the kind of house you have, the wall insulation can either be done from the outside of the house or the inside of the house. But they just pump the insulation into each cavity to fill that up and to really create a nice barrier from the outside. Also, there's other different kinds of insulation. The rolled out insulation isn't necessarily recommended because it doesn't cover as evenly as a blown, either blown fiberglass or cellulose really cover the area better. Spray foam, they'll use that in a lot of newer construction. So in our 40 years of working on energy efficiency and looking at what can be done, we find that it's probably best to get an expert set of eyes on the situation in your home before making those larger investments. So what is available to people that have CenterPoint Energy or Xcel Energy is the Home Energy Squad program. And so this program has been around for 10 years in Minnesota. We've adapted it throughout the years. This past year, we also added a virtual part of the visit, and that part is to really help learn as much as we can about the home and help minimize contact time in the home with the ongoing pandemic. So this has been something that customers have really liked. It allows us to learn about their concerns and really address the customized opportunities they have. So we have two different types of visits. The Energy Saver visit is recommended for homes that are newer than 2000. So if you have a home that's pretty new, chances are it's pretty well insulated, but maybe you could still benefit from having some energy efficient products installed. We do still look at the insulation level in these newer homes just to confirm that. And then we install energy saving products, things like door weather stripping, high efficiency shower heads, faucet aerators, programmable thermostat. And so there's no additional cost for any of those products, and they should help people start saving right away. Then we also have the Energy Planner visit, and this is recommended for homes that are older than 2000. So these include everything that the Saver visit does, and then additionally, we also perform a blower door test, and this measures the air tightness of the home. We'll check the insulation in the attic and the walls with an infrared camera. We'll also test the heating system and water heater, and then help people with next steps towards making their home as efficient as it can be. So after a Home Energy Squad visit, people get this nice energy fitness plan or report that they can use to help guide them. It shows them what their particular opportunities are in that home, in their home, and how much they might expect to pay for those upgrades and rebates that are available to them. If there is a recommendation for improving the insulation and air sealing in the home, our energy auditors are actually trained to write up these quotes, which are honored by local Twin City insulation contractors. So it really helps to get people, fast-tracked towards energy savings and comfort. And then we do have a great team of energy advisors that helps people host a visit with questions about contractors, rebates, financing. And so these people are great in holding hands with customers, helping them achieve all the rebates and address any questions that come up. We also have a home energy hub, which is a great resource for anyone in Minnesota or anywhere. It is tailored towards cold climates, but there are some really great videos on here, just great resources to learn more about some of the products that you might want to invest in your home, or if you're having an issue like excess moisture in your house. Lots of great resources to read up on what might be happening there. So if you are interested in signing up for a home energy squad visit, you can do that, and you can get $30 off by mentioning that you saw this workshop. But the cost is very low. It's a highly subsidized program. The utilities, Xcel Energy and CenterPoint Energy, pay hundreds of dollars to make this available to customers at a very low cost. So this is the information for signing up. And there are also free visits for income qualified households. I always like to make sure to mention that. And that's the end of what I have to share with you today. So I really appreciate the time, and I'm just going to put this number up here again if anyone does have any questions or would like to get in touch with our scheduling team. So thank you for inviting me to speak, and enjoy the rest of your day.